Well, give you one guess of what tonight's Blackstone cook is going to be. Yep, you guessed it, pizza. Gina's been working on some sauce. She's got Parmigiano Reggiano going through the food processor already. We've got some pepperoni going into it. She's got her little olive oil and spice mixture to rub on the dough. Some organic semolina to put down on the peel for the crust. And I'm not sure why we had sprouted oats. Here's the fresh mozzarella and ready to get processed. There's the dough rising. So we are getting ready. I know what the rolled oats and the brown sugar are for. She's going to make a delicious apple crisp in these little large cast iron woks in the oven for dessert using the Granny Smith apples. So that's what we'll get ready to start working on. She's been in here prepping away, getting everything ready, and getting the oven put into place. So we'll show you that in just a minute. So there's the Blackstone all covered up, the 36-inch air fryer combo. It's covered up because I'm done with that for today. Now we're getting ready to break out the Blackstone pizza oven. So your oven, so I bought this as a combo with the air fryer combo. It came with the pizza oven. Comes with a base that you can use a 22-inch griddle with. It also comes with this little adapter here. You plug this in the side and you can use these small bottles of propane. I tried that the first time. Not a big fan of that. I guess if I was a single guy just cooking one small pizza, it would probably work. But we like to cook 2 to 4, big as we can make them, 12, 14, 16-inch pizzas. So I opt for the, I bought the adapter. Blackstone makes an adapter. Hooks right onto my 30-pound bottle. I've got 30 and 20-pound bottles. And then it adapts straight into the side right here where this other one that came with the oven would normally go. So that way you can use your regular bottles. And seems like it's much better to me. It seems like it gets hotter with the big bottles. The little bottles seem to freeze up and they just don't cooperate as good. So I'm going to go ahead and uncover this thing and we'll take a look at it. So the cover did not come with it. We bought that separate, and none of these are sponsored. We bought everything that we have. Nobody sponsors us. This is just Charlie and Gina's cooking. This is what we use. This is what we bought. So we bought these covers. They had a Christmas, whatever, last minute Christmas sale. So we bought the cover for the pizza oven. Keep it nice and covered up. So there you have it. It's a nice little pizza oven. I haven't used this as much as I have the griddle, but I have used it enough to halfway figure out what I need to do anymore. So I'm gonna get ready to start it up, start getting it warm. This takes a little bit longer to warm up than the griddle does. Obviously you've got to be up. We have found that we like about 700, 800 degrees. I have got it hotter than that, but the crust kind of burns up quicker than the stuff gets done on it. So try to get it going for a little while, get the temperature stabilized, and Gina will be in there getting the pizza ready, and then I'll get the oven ready and we'll make some delicious homemade pizza. So the pizza oven is lit. and the temperature will slowly climb up. So your pizza oven will come with this little door deal. And what I have found out over the months of using it is if you leave it on here and closed, it limits the temperature. I couldn't get it up past like 600 degrees leaving this door on. But the minute that I just took this thing and I kicked it like that so there'd be a little airflow, then all of a sudden the temperature started rising. So it kind of limits it if you leave it closed all the way. So just kick it in, kind of balances right up there. And yeah, there's some vents on the back here. But you can look in those little vents, and that's where the fire is. That's where the exhaust comes out. So I think the airflow with it moving, it gets a lot hotter. So we'll give this a little bit of time. It's already up to 300 degrees. Obviously the pizza stone is not 300 degrees, but the metal thermometer is 300 degrees. It takes a little while to get that stone good and hot, and you want the stone hot when you put your pizza on there. So I let it stabilize 700 degrees at least 15 minutes. You know, you can see it, the temperature will get steady, and that's what you want, is a steady hot temperature for a little while, and that will make a delicious pizza. So let's go in and see how Gina's doing on the inside, getting the food prepped while this baby warms up out here. I think it's about 60 degrees out here in Florida. It's a little bit chilly right now. Had some cold fronts come through. I know the rest of the country is really cold. I'm in jeans and a long sleeve shirt, which is about enough for me in Florida. But some pretty nice weather we're having. So we will get started on this Blackstone pizza cook. Well, the pizza dough is on its second rise, so it's getting close. Other than that, not much has changed in here, just waiting on the dough. And we're gonna go back out and check the pizza oven, see where we're at on temperature. All right, let's see what we got here. All right, so it's up to 500 degrees already. It's only been a few minutes. So, do a little test here. We'll close that off, and we'll see what happens to the temperature after a minute or so. So it's been like not even a minute. You can see it's already dropped down to 400 and less than 450 degrees. So it really limits it when you cut that air back. It limits the temperature. So you open that baby up, and you will soon see it just start to rise. It's already rising. I can see it. It's past 450 already. So it definitely has to have some airflow to get to the right temperature. When we get the temperatures right, I mean, you're talking like a 3-minute pizza. It's delicious. All right, it's getting up to almost 650 degrees. It gets up there pretty quick. So it's been about 20 minutes. We are up to about 850 degrees, so I think it's cooking along pretty good, and it's not quite on high yet. Hey guys, how you doing? It's a reflection of the Blackstone reflection. So there we go. 850. It was steady at 850 for a few minutes. Seems like it's stabilizing pretty good. So we'll get this thing heated up real good. Gina's gonna finish working on the dessert. As soon as she gets done with that dessert, she's gonna punch the dough down and do what she does with the dough. So we're getting closer. We used to end up with rectangle pizzas, square pizzas, odd-shaped pizzas until Gina invested in the little silicone mat with the round shape. Now her tortillas, her pizzas, everything are perfectly shaped now. She's got it figured out pretty good. She's able to make the size consistent, get it exactly the way she wants it. Yep. And there's the second pizza over there. Getting ready for us. So we get this put together, put it in the oven. We'll be eating pizza within 10-12 minutes. Alright, so we're heading over to the oven, which is at a little over 900 degrees. It's been rocking steady at 900. So we'll put this down, get this thing ready to go. Try to launch this in one fell swoop. Not the greatest launch, but it wasn't too terribly bad. Made it in there, had one pepperoni stick to the roof. So we'll give that a couple minutes. Put this back on here to keep the temperature up the way we like it. Yeah, let's see where we're at. Yes, it was a little over 900. And it's kicking back up over 900 now. So it was pretty steady at 900. Been in less than a minute. We'll give it a minute and we got to turn it and keep it going. I need to find a way to put this down. Oh yeah, the crust is cooking up nice, starting to fatten up. Looking pretty good. We're gonna have to turn it here in 1 second. Oh yeah, I see goiters popping up. Oh yeah, look at that. Yeah, you gotta keep it moving. Keep spinning it around. The new Blackstones, they have a different model that well, actually the Pizza Stone is on a rotisserie rotating deal, so it'll keep spinning for you. This model here, the cook has to do the spinning, and I'm good with that. Just got to keep an eye on it because it cooks fast. I mean, we're 2 minutes in, less than 2 minutes, and I'm gonna have to turn it again. And that crust is looking good. Take a quick peek at the temperature again, and we will see that we're still right at 900 degrees, just a little over it, and I hear it making some noise in there, so we'll get a check on it again. Yeah. It's cooking up nice. I've cooked them so hot before where the crust really burns before the stuff on top, the cheese and the sauce and the pepperoni really get to the color that we like. So it's a balancing act, trying to get the right temperature. This cooler weather, I see it doesn't get much over 900. So, oh yeah, it's starting to really turn beautiful. Look at that crust there. It's starting to develop nice. Don't want to burn that crust, so I'd say we got like less than a minute, and we're gonna be calling it quits. Temperature, we're still at 900, so it's looking good. Whew, it's getting dark now. I mean, look how beautiful that thing is. I mean, it is just beautiful. Now, a couple of the guys I've seen, they'll hold it up to the top, kind of let the stone on top kind of melt the cheese a little bit. It is bubbling away. So I think that's about as done as I'm going to get this one. So we'll bring this. So it's in here on the cooling rack. We'll leave it sitting here for a few minutes. And I mean, it turned out pretty beautiful. I wish the cheese would have melted a little more. Get a little more color on the pepperonis, but the crust is what I would say is perfect. Nice dark brown crust on the bottom, beautiful edges. Could use a little more melt on the cheese, but it's gonna be. So the first pizza's over there cooling off on the rack over there. Give that a few minutes to cool down. Number 2 is working here. Got the peel all cleaned up, cooled off, getting that thing ready to go. I'm gonna go check the oven. All right, so coming back out here, check on this temperature, see where the oven's at now. It's about 950 degrees now, so the temperature is definitely stabilized in there. It's keeping temperature good. Yeah, it's a fine line to figure out on this pizza oven. If your temperature's not hot enough, the dough cooks real long, the stuff on top gets beautiful, but then the dough gets really tough because the dough needs to be, the crust needs to kind of cook quick. Otherwise it gets real tough. So I'm still trying to figure out this, but it is everyday cooking on the Blackstone, whether it's the pizza oven or the griddle. It's out here cooking. Okay, so the number 2's ready to go right here. Pizza oven's still up to around 950 degrees. See if I can do a good launch again. All right. It is in there. Here it's sizzling away. Put the door back on it. I always like to leave that door a little askew so that my temperature can stay nice and high. So we're up to 900 and, I don't know, 20 degrees, something like that. So you always lose a few degrees when you open the door and launch. Cools off. So we'll give it a minute. And we will continue to monitor this thing and see what we can do. Minute in. As soon as the pizza starts to, the dough starts to cook a little bit, I like to give it a little spin, get it working, moving around. Keep it moving. And this thing isn't even on high. I forgot about that. I've only got it on medium right now, and it's 900 degrees. Yeah, it's pretty amazing. I'll show you my temperature here. You can see the handles. There's the arrow right there. I'm only on medium. Yeah, it's only on medium. And we are at 900 degrees, cooking steady. Still 920. It maintains. I'm telling you, this thing retains the heat really good. So I hear it sizzling away. Thing is, when this thing starts cooking, you gotta really keep your eye on it, keep it moving. You will end up with a burnt pizza. Got to keep going like quarter turn at a time. There's certain spots in here that are hotter than others. So, got to keep it moving. So it's like 3 minutes in on this pizza here. I did have an infrared temperature gun that I would check the temperature of the stone, but the thing was probably a decade old and it started giving me trouble. I fooled with it for a while, but I finally got rid of it. I need to get another one so that way I can check the true temperature of the stone. I'm just relying on this little, oh yeah, see the crust starting to really develop nice now. Yeah, I think this right side over here really cooks the best. It's a sizzling. I hear it cooking away. So you'll see it doesn't take long. 2 delicious pizzas. I can't wait to get inside and try the other one. My mouth is watering. Yeah, the old crust is really turning up nice on this thing. Yeah, we've learned that we really need, the mozzarella needs to be really finely cut. We get the whole mozzarella and we chop it up, but if you don't get it small enough, it doesn't melt and really develop the brown color the way I like it. But it's some good cheese, so still a learning process. Well, you can see it's not really melting as great as like a shredded cheese would, but the crust is about done. So this thing here really can't stay in here much longer. I'm gonna raise it up to where I can get up by the top stone, try to get the cheese melted a little bit on top. Just work it back and forth a little bit to where it's getting that heat rolling across it. Sticking a little bit. So that's pretty much how we're gonna do it. Pepperonis are crispy. I see it bubbling. Cheese is not perfectly melted. Oh yeah, I did have a little stick right there. Oops. Oops, oops. So we're gonna call that good. Bring this in the house. I'll let that cook for a minute so I can clean the stone real good. And then we'll see. So there's the number 2 pizza in here on the cooling rack. The crust is delicious. Beautiful golden brown. You can see where the olive oil and the spices are around the edges. Pepperonis are charred a little bit. Here's the first one. Gina's already cut it. So we are ready to dig in. I can't wait. So there it is, sliced up, put on the plate, ready for consumption. I am ready to try it. Delicious, sweet, crispy, cheesy, spicy, homemade dough, cooked on the Blackstone pizza. How about you? What do you think?
It's good. Very good.
So the crust is really good. A lot of times the crust is too thin or whatever, but you look at the bottom of that crust, I mean, it is just delicious. Holds up nice. Yeah, great. And it's 6 o'clock. I started heating up the pizza oven at 5 o'clock. So in less time than it takes for delivery to make it to your house, we've already started eating on 2 delicious homemade pizzas on the Blackstone pizza oven. Well, it has gotten dark on us. The pizza was delicious. I leave the pizza oven on for a little while, so it's still cooking up around 950, 975 degrees. So I do that because if anything spills on here, you can see the little black spots on here. It's just from cheese, sauce, oil. We put the semolina on the crust so it doesn't stick. So sometimes that burns. I just leave this thing on for a little bit to let whatever's on there burn off. Set that lid down. Then I usually take something like a scraper. Just kind of scrape it around, make sure nothing's loose or nothing's stuck in there. And then we're good to go for the next one. So I never did have it turned up all the way. It's on, it's pretty much on medium. Medium. You can see the fire down in there, and that's part of why it cooks the way it does, because the flame, it's a round pizza stone in the middle. So the flame sneaks up on the sides in places, mostly on the front and the back. The back, I think, gets real hot because of those exhaust pipes back there. So, yeah, it's just a learning process, but it was delicious pizza. Thanks for watching. And let me know, do you cook on a Blackstone pizza oven? Which model do you have? There's other pizza ovens. Do you use an Uni or the Solo? Or do you just cook pizza in the oven in the house? Love to hear how you do it. And I'm open for tips and suggestions. Anybody got any ideas? We love to try new things. So again, thanks for watching, and leave a comment.